Hello, my lovelies. I hope you're all doing well today. It's nearly the end of my best and worst of 2023 series, and today I will be talking about 10 of my worst BL series of 2023. Please note that I will only be including series which have completed. My criteria today for judging these BLs are shows that have poor writing with inconsistent plot lines, uninteresting or underdeveloped chemistry, series in which one or both lead actors are bad at their job and lack chemistry together, also series which lack good production values and good visuals. These are of course just my opinions, and please note that judging any piece of fiction is always very subjective and highly depends on a person's own tastes and values. So take this video with a pinch of salt. So should we see which 10 BLs are according to me the worst of the worst? Also, these series are in no particular order. They are all equally bad. I have said this before and I will say it again. M-Flow Entertainment needs a major overhaul before they produce any more series in 2024. They need to fire their writers, producers, directors and actors and hire people that can actually conceptualize a compelling storyline, hire the right actors and execute the story from start to finish without losing the plot in the middle and haphazardly putting together an ending that makes no sense at all. Beyond the Star series was a whole mess from start to finish. There were too many couples and I couldn't keep track of who was who until episode 4, and until then I had started to lose interest in any of their storylines. None of the actors were visually appealing and they were very bad at acting. The rivalry between the two artist agencies was comical and I couldn't take them seriously at all. The practice dance sessions were so stupid. The steps they were doing were so simple, it looked like a primary school gym class rather than an idle practice session. The music was bad for a series that was based around music and dancing, and overall I would like to request M-Flow Entertainment to please either do an overhaul or disappear from the BL space, because you cannot make a decent series even if your life depended on it. M-Flow Entertainment's motto while making a drama is to throw random scenes into a blender, press mix and hope for the best. First of all, actor Run, who plays Park, is not visually appealing enough to be playing in a drama series, and secondly, I have seen that he can never create chemistry with his partner in any of the dramas he works in. So what is the point of casting him in one series after another? The dynamic between Tin and Park was really awkward and seemed more like a crude father and a spoiled son, making their scenes extremely uncomfortable to watch. Random children kept appearing and disappearing throughout the series. The second couple, who seemed more logical, got little to no screen time. In conclusion, save yourself the agony and skip this catastrophe of a drama. Tin Tam Jai is not a diamond in the rough. It's a rough, unpolished stone that should have remained buried. A colossal disappointment that falls flat in every conceivable way. With Middleman's Love, I would like to slightly contradict everyone's opinion of not putting any blame on the actors and only blaming the writers, and say that the biggest fault lies on the shoulders of the director and the actors for this shit show. The actor, especially Yim, did a very poor job of portraying his character, and the director Tanamin V misguided him and made him think that the over-the-top character he was trying to portray was working well. The story was not written badly. It could have worked if skilled actors played the roles of Jade and Mai, but the roles landed in Yim and Tutor's novice hands and they drove this drama off a cliff, completely shattering it into pieces. Jade, who was meant to embody the struggles of a perpetually overlooked individual, is portrayed with all the emotional depth of a cardboard cutout. The last episode's NC scene was totally out of character for Jade and seemed like it was put in just for shock value. King and Ua's relationship lost the spark that was in Bed Friends, and I couldn't focus on the third couple because of shouty Jade always stealing the limelight with his stupid childish antics. I don't know if anyone will agree with me, but some things are better left in the yaoi novels. They don't need to come out on the television screens and scar the viewers for life. And let me be very clear, I love to see toxic BLs, they are my favorite genre, but there is a certain way you do toxic and abusive characters on screen. They need to be charming, we need to know their backstory, which should be tragic and disturbing as hell. We need to know why and how did they become that person that they are. We need to find some redeemable characteristic in the Seme which makes him attractive, as well as someone we can't help but feel attached to. Someone who brings out conflicting feelings in us. We also need the UK to not be irritating as fuck, and we shouldn't enjoy watching him get beat up and dragged through the mud every episode. It was unbearable since episode 1, and his obsession with cake was irrational and borderline disturbing. So when Dale loses his memories and turns into an abusive maniac, I quite enjoyed him berating it in every episode, which completely defeats the purpose of this series. The side couples were better than Day and It, but not enough for me to complete this series. They should have started producing the series from the first book so that we understood what the hell the story was all about. This show screamed low-budget trash. I'm usually a fan of Rookie Thailand productions. I tend to like all the series they put out, but Future series was a major flop. You know, the plot was lacking and the main couple wasn't charming enough to pull off the series when they had to keep referencing Mark and V in the series even though they never appeared in the show. The series was boring like a piece of boiled chicken. This is one series that could have benefited from having a second lead couple because the main couple wasn't giving at all. The main couple got together way too quickly and they basically had no plot point whatsoever to carry out after the first 2 episodes. Big Boom and Boom looked very awkward with each other and didn't have any chemistry at all. Overall, this whole show was a waste of production money and everybody's efforts, and especially ours because we wasted hours watching this crappy show. The Luminous Solution is a show where I was praying for the downfall of the main couple. I wanted Thana to cheat on Pattis in every episode. I've spoken about my dislike of actor Gun Napat before, but he was especially bad in this series. It looked like he had no interest in his partner and he would flinch and make ugly faces when his partner Thana tried to approach him in a romantic way. Whether that was part of his character or he's just that bad of an actor, I don't know. But that really put me off of this main couple. The younger version of them was still good, but I refuse to believe that younger Pattis, who looked the way he did, caught the whole group's fancy with both girls and boys pining for him. I mean, it's a hard pill to swallow for me. The magic element was nonsensical and didn't make any sense. The third storyline with Dome and that scary looking woman was completely ridiculous, and I seriously hope that another season of this doesn't materialize. When I saw the main lead Pepper in Love in the Air, I really liked him as Payu's big brother and hoped that he would get his own BL series. But god am I scarred for life after watching him in Dinosaur Love. Dino and Rak were not casted right in my opinion. They looked very awkward with each other except for when they made out. In those moments they looked creepy and disturbing together. There was no depth in Rak's character and he looked like he was a dimwit pushover who just sat back and accepted everything that was being done to him. He accepted his ex cheating, then accepted uncle looking Dino creepily preying on him, and then he also accepted his crazy jealous ex coming back. So all in all, he had no personality whatsoever, and it's hard to understand what made Dino feel attracted to him, other than to greedily eat his face and swallow his lips like a hungry snake. Hit Bite Love was just so terrible that I don't even feel like talking about it. First of all, I felt like a disgusting pedo watching the trailer because the actors looked so incredibly young. Especially Burger and King looked like they were 14 or 15 years old, so it was hard to get into the series. I also did not like how they executed the BDSM part. It was not done properly and looked more like torture or abuse rather than something fun. I'm trying hard to ignore the fact that BDSM shouldn't even be a plot point for a high school series with actors looking so young. The teacher character was aggravating and so were the girls in the series, and I really couldn't stomach watching this series. Crazy Handsome Rich was just rubbish. I don't know why the hell was it even made. Maybe the Thai fans could enjoy the humor better than international fans because the comedy was very nuanced and not something which could be liked by everybody the same. The deep red lipstick on Frank to show that he's a UK character, the unnatural dubbing that didn't match the characters' voices at all, the dramatic falls, everything was over the top ridiculous. It looked like Long and Frank knew what they were getting into and didn't even try to do the bare minimum in this series. I get that the series was meant to be corny and funny, but I found it unbearable. Maybe the casting was wrong for this series because when I see Long and Frank, I expect something freaky and toxic, so I couldn't stomach watching them in a series like this. I probably would have appreciated the series more if it had a cast like I Will Knock You or Sue Some Noi. If you want to see a decent guy get mistreated from episode 1 to 10, then watch this series. This whole entire show is just Venus berating Sky the entire time for no apparent reason at all. The NC scenes were crude and vulgar, where you could feel that the actors are just blatantly following what the director is asking them to do without putting any thought or emotion at all. The whole series was painfully slow, and it looked as if the production only wanted to sensationalize the sexual aspects to draw in viewership and completely neglected the storyline. I don't know when will BL companies realize that we do not want skinship scenes at the cost of good script. A solid script is first and foremost, followed by skinship scenes that add value to the narrative and progress the storyline. So these were 10 worst BL series of 2023 in my opinion. I know there are many more, so I would like you to mention your worst BL series apart from the ones mentioned in this list. So see you guys soon. Bye.